Good evening, you're watching AWANI Tonight with me, Saraya Mia. The government has launched AI Untuk Rakyat, an online self-learning platform aimed at enhancing digital literacy among Malaysians. The program's objective is to provide a basic overview of artificial intelligence to increase public understanding and awareness of AI.
Designed by the Economy Ministry and Intel Malaysia, the program is free of charge for all Malaysians and is made available in 4 languages: Malay, English, Mandarin and Tamil. It comprises 2 modules, AI Aware and AI Appreciate, designed with a flexible self-learning structure, allowing participants to complete the program at their own pace. Through the program, the government puts a target of 1 million Malaysians being able to master AI skills in 3 years. The public can access AI Untuk Rakyat through www.ai.govt.my.
The government has yet to discuss the proposal for the Fixed Term Parliament Act. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim says passing the bill is not a priority for now.
We have not discussed this. I look forward to any discussion, but it's a bit too premature for us to decide. Otherwise, we have not even obtained any comments from the Attorney General. There's no consensus yet among the leaders of Kerajaan Perpaduan Madani. So I think we'll go through the process. But there has been a suggestion. We will look at it. To me, it's not a priority.
Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi proposed a Fixed-Term Parliament Act last week, saying it would allow an elected government to complete its full 5-year tenure. Law and Institutional Reform Minister Datuk Seri Azalina Othman Said later confirmed that Putrajaya would conduct a study for the Cabinet to assess its implementation. This transpired from a speculation of a plot to topple the current administration, as several opposition members and government backbenchers had met in Dubai.
Meanwhile, there will be no capital gains tax (CGT) and taxes on foreign source income (FSI) on unit trusts. Second Finance Minister Datuk Seri Amir Hamzah says the exemption on CGT will take effect from January 1st to December 31st, 2026, while the exemption on FSI will be from January 1st to December 31st, 2028.
Amir Hamzah said with the introduction of CGT in Budget 2024, the government will continue to make capital market investments in Malaysia rakyat-friendly. The disposals of listed shares and disposals by individuals would not be subjected to CGT. Through various engagements, he said the government realised that the CGT had an unintended impact on unit trusts, of which more than 90% of unit trust holders were individuals. Amir Hamzah added that the government still expected Malaysia's economy to grow by 4 to 5% in 2024.
The Agriculture and Food Security Ministry will improve and enhance the country's paddy and rice industry by implementing the Gelombang Padi initiative this year. Its Minister Datuk Seri Muhammad Sabu said the initiative will consist of 12 programs aimed at accelerating local production and reducing dependency on imports.
Among the programs include introducing a new policy on the rice seed initiative, strengthening the supply of agricultural inputs, enhancement of water management in rice cultivation areas, and increasing yield productivity by expanding new paddy areas. Mohamad said Malaysia had to import about 1.1 million metric tons of rice to compensate for the shortage in 2022. Malaysia aims to reach a 100% self-sufficiency rate (SSR), since the average rice production in the country is still insufficient, at the SSR rate of only 65% last year. Separately, Mohamad said tensions in the Red Sea are not expected to impact the country's agriculture and food sectors. He explained that Malaysia does not have a high volume of imports of agricultural products via the route, and that the route is mostly used for oil, adding that his ministry will monitor the situation from time to time. It was recently reported that container shipping rates on key global trade routes, including the Red Sea, have soared as a result of US and UK airstrikes against Yemen.
5 of the 7 members of the Independent Police Conduct Commission IPCC were appointed last Wednesday. Datuk Sri M. Ramachelvam, President of the National Human Rights Society, gives his comments on the appointees and diversity within the commission.
The commissioners who have been appointed are very eminent persons who have had served in senior positions in government as well as in enforcement agencies. One thing that I noticed is that there seems to be a lack of diversity in the appointees. There is no person who has been appointed who is from the judiciary or the bar or civil society. So these are some very important sectors who are missing.
One of the first things on the IPCC's agenda, says Ramachelvam, is to begin investigating all pending complaints about the police.
They should also put in place a mechanism in the commission to start receiving complaints on an immediate basis. If one checks online, there seems to be no mechanism to lodge a complaint because the IPCC has not been operationalized. The other area I would like to highlight is that they should implement a set of protocols in reference to cases pertaining to sexual crimes, grievous hurt, deaths in custody, and so on. These powers are given to the commission to investigate these 3 areas. But however, there are no protocols in the sense of when the police have to notify the commission. Is it within the first 24 hours or the first 2 hours or whatever? And also the issues pertaining to securing the evidence, securing the scene of the crime. These are areas that they should look into.
Time for a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Donald Trump has cemented his status as the clear frontrunner for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination after a landslide victory in the Iowa caucuses. With most of the votes counted in the Midwestern state, Trump was on course to win more than 51% of the vote, with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis a distant second of over 21% and former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley at 19%.
With this win, Trump's Republican nomination is a foregone conclusion, given his massive lead in national polls, even though he faces 4 criminal indictments. In his speech after the win, Trump once again vowed to seal off America's border.
We're going to drill, baby, drill right away. Yeah. Drill, baby, drill. We're going to seal up the border. Because right now we have an invasion. We have an invasion of millions and millions of people that are coming into our country. I can't imagine why they think that's a good thing. It's a very bad thing.
Trump also promised to slash taxes and end the wars in Israel and Ukraine should he become president again. The largest margin of victory for a Republican in the Iowa caucuses was 12.8 percentage points for Bob Dole in 1988.
Artificial intelligence is high on the agenda at the World Economic Forum. Let's hear from Niaga AWANI editor Najib Aruf, who is in Davos, Switzerland.
Thank you, Studio. It is a second day of the World Economic Forum, WEF 2024, right here in Davos, Switzerland. And of course, three key major takeaway points revolve around the theme of rebuilding trust. First is how should the world respond to the next wave of artificial intelligence, AI? And of course, this is one of the key sessions that we highlighted on Astro AWANI, and we carried on Astro AWANI this morning. It's about generative AI, steam engine of the fourth industrial revolution. One of the speakers, the CEO of IBM, Arvind Krishna, he says that basically the risk of governing AI in terms of propelling more innovation in industry. Let's listen to what he says.
How do you put guardrails while allowing innovation to happen? That's kind of the dilemma. Because if you just put guardrails, that's bureaucracy, that's red tape. So how do you allow innovation to happen? And the advice that I would give is, it's really hard to kind of regulate the technology itself. Because if you do that, innovation stops. So regulate the use cases. So the more risky the use case, the more regulation there should be. That's an approach that can be taken and has been taken in prior technologies. 2, hold the developers of these models accountable from a legal sense. So if they are misusing data or misusing something or letting it get applied badly, hold the developers accountable from a legal sense.
And of course, there are a lot of sessions happening today. Where Editor-in-Chief Hashra Ismail joining, and you attended few sessions today, especially for the world leaders talking about the current global risks. Maybe you can share some.
Well, what CEO of IBM has said, clearly what we have listened for the past, I think, 48 hours, been here in Davos, especially when it comes to rebuilding trust, revolve around 3 key areas. Number 1 is the AI itself. Second is strengthening democracy. And third, which is climate change. In this case, under the pretext of climate change, we talk about the impact on the people, which is crisis of pollution. And I think let's go one by one. When it comes to AI, what the most important part here is almost everyone. And interesting to see the key highlights of this morning session with the special address by the Premier Li Qiang of China, in which he said clearly that it is a double-edged sword when it comes to AI development and also the progress where we have what we have seen so far. But most important here is there must be a red line that cannot be crossed. It means that AI itself has to be governed properly and put a proper standard to it. That's one. Secondly, I think he said the most important part, which is this is what we have heard for the past 2 decades, which is multilateralism. We have to come back and strengthen multilateralism, in which it helps in terms of helping the developing countries in developing AI, and also to make sure that there be an equal playing field when it comes to AI development across the world, across the globe, across the regions. And on top of that, I think we heard almost the same views being expressed by, it's not just Li Qiang of China, but across all world leaders and industry captains, as well as corporate captains and the civil society organizations across, in which we have to manufacture solutions and strengthen the multilateralism in order to find what is best when it comes to AI, and making sure that AI contribute for the common good internationally and regionally. I think this is what importance within the sessions across more than 7 sessions that I've attended so far this morning. I think a lot more coming. Yeah. In terms of finding what are the fresh ideas moving forward from today, 2024 and beyond. And today we're talking about AI. Last year we talked about AI, and now some sort of finding the right sweet spot on how to balance this up internationally.
Of course, this is just the second day. There's going to be a few more days, and there's going to be a lot of sessions and important and pressing issues.
Don't forget to follow us on astro-awani.com.
Stay tuned on Astro AWANI, because we're going to bring an in-depth discussion with some of the interviews on Agenda AWANI as well. Alright, that is the second day. Stay tuned with Astro AWANI, and also astro-awani.com for more updates on World Economic Forum 2024, right here from Davos, Switzerland.
Now that report wraps up AWANI Tonight. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Saraya Mia, and we'll see you again.